Welcome to the example on mixed arrays. Let's look at an example how to create mixed arrays. Let's look at the logical flow of examples. We'll create an array of elements with different data types. We have seen this as a part of some examples, but we will do a proper definition. We'll understand some of the concepts of mixed arrays. Part of this, we will create the deliverable mixedarrays.php. So let's create this file. So one thing I want to remember this, if index is not specified, if you don't specify an index, then PHP will use the increment of the largest previously used integer key, which means if the last element is 10 and you're trying to insert the 11th one, the index will be 11. Okay, if your previously inserted index is like say 100, if you insert a new key without an index number, it will automatically increment from 101. Okay, so let's look at this example. So this is how you define an empty array. Okay, let's say your array of 0 is 1, and we will also do the mixed arrays. And let's say I'm jumping the index number to string. Okay, I'll jump by 4 and I'll put a boolean variable here. Okay, then I'll jump to 10 and I put 14.5. Okay, now how to add new elements to an array? Adding new values to array, you can simply do it with the square brackets is equal to new string 1, new string 2. And if you remember, here we have mentioned 10, that is the largest number. Then we haven't mentioned any indexes here. We're just saying please add this new array elements. Okay, you can guess the output based on what we have discussed here. If the index is not specified, PHP will use the increment of the largest previously used integer key. So the largest previously used integer key is 10. So this will be 11 and this will be 12. So you can guess the output. And we're going to do the var dump anyway. Okay, so if you look at 10, it becomes 11 and 12. The strings is automatically added. So the strings is automatically added and 12 is the length of it. And the 12th element is again a string. Okay, so how to add new elements you have learned here. You have to just specify the square brackets and the array name and then the value. Okay, and how the indexes are defined, you can define it once the highest number is 10. The next highest number will be chosen plus 1. So if it is like 100, okay, this, guess what will be here? Okay, it will be 101. So it keep track of the last index number and attach plus 1 to it. And what happens if you make it 0? Okay, make 0th value as a string. Previously this value was previously 1 and now changed value, right, to string. Let's print the array. Now you cannot use for loop because you don't know what is the indexes, because indexes is not like 0 1 2 3 4 5. It is like random integer numbers. So for these cases you have to use for each loop and you have to just mention what is the array and what is the value. Okay, and then you can print the values. Okay, and it will just print those values. Okay, it converted 1 to string, right? That is this one. It was previously 1. Okay, now it became the string. Well, we have seen 0, 2, 4 and 10. Are you curious to know what is inside array of 1 that as we haven't mentioned it? Okay, so let's print this. Curious right? You can actually do that, echo array of 1, right? Nothing happens, so you are safe to use that, but there's nothing inside it. It's basically an empty value, right? If you say empty, then it is 1, which is means true. Okay, this array of 1 is empty, that is true. So remember how to add new values to an array. You can just mention the square brackets, assign the value, and it's gonna create a new element in an array. And what index it will take the index which is increment of the largest previously used integer key number. If it is 100, it will be 101. If the highest number is 10, then it will be 11. Okay, so you have learned couple of things. You have learned you can use mixed arrays. You can define n number of arrays. You can choose to have your own index, and you can choose to ignore the index. An index can also be generated by itself. And if you try to print something that doesn't available in the array, it just print some empty values. Okay, and how to check that empty array using an empty method. Okay, so that's all the lecture on mixed arrays, and I'll see you in the next one.